Howdy, friends and neighbors. I'm here to do a vinyl update for the vinyl community and whatnot. Um, yeah, here I am. Got some stuff to show as usual. Uh, Lost track of time last week once again, so didn't make a video last week. I know that a lot of people are probably busy this time of year in the summertime. Um, so I know a lot of people don't have a lot of time to sit down and watch a lot of videos. So that's perfectly fine. I understand that, and that's part of the reason why I didn't upload one myself. Um, Lots of things going on, so not complaining. So the first thing I got to show here, let me set this aside, or the first things I got to show. Got the new Pork magazine in the mail. This is number 29. If you're not familiar with Pork magazine, you definitely want to subscribe to it. It's got some really cool stuff in it. Every issue is cool and strange. And then I got the new issue of Scream magazine, spelled with two E's. This is the best of the two that's called Scream, as far as I'm concerned. I really, or shouldn't say that because I'm not as familiar with the other one. But if you like that kind of stuff, there it is. Also, the new Scary Monsters magazine. This is the Roger Corman issue. Yes, Roger Corman, Sharknado. Although he's done a million of other movies before Sharknado ever existed. On to the 45s. First thing here is Teen Years and Jeremiah Peabody's polyunsaturated, quick dissolving, fast acting, pleasant tasting green and purple pills by Ray Stevens, which is the original one, more than likely. The Shantays with Move It and Pipeline. Lou Monte, What Did Washington Say, and Peppino the Italian Mouse, which also have that on an album. Sam Cooke with Shake, and A Change Is Gonna Come. And this one is just called Wheels, I guess, is Morse code on one side and So Fast on the other side. I guess the group was Wheels. This is Toxic Beauty Records. Let's see if you can see that logo right there. Toxic Beauty Records is a record store in Yellow Springs, Ohio. And if you're not familiar with Yellow Springs, you probably heard me talk about it before. It's a very eclectic little town, and it's definitely worth checking out if you're ever in the area. Show some things here that I've been accumulating as usual. The first thing is the new re-release, remastered version of Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction. This is the deluxe 2-disc set. There's like 3 or 4 versions of this. And it comes out like this. Like that with the alternate cover. You can see it like that. That was the band cover, for anyone out there that doesn't know, which is the Robert Williams artwork. There's the inside. This one, like I said, is 2 discs. I'll just show you one of them. And the first disc is the album remastered for the very first time. And the second disc is B-sides, EPs, and more. Then it also comes with this. Oops. Comes with that. And it's just basically, you know, the standard pictures and mean, it's got some really good pictures in it. And it's got the lyrics in there too. So, like I said, there's like 3 or 4 or 5 versions of this. There's a super deluxe, which is like, from what I've seen, it's very ridiculous in price. This one was, they have the album remastered, which is just the album. Excuse me. And then they have this version, which is the 2-disc version. And then they have a box version that's, I think, 4 or 5 discs, and I think the 5th disc is a Blu-ray of the album, I guess. And I think it might have music videos on it too. And it has like a book with it and everything, probably the same book that came with this one, just a bigger version. And then there's a vinyl version, which I think is 2 or 3 albums, I'm not sure, which is the next one up price-wise from this one. And then there's a deluxe. I don't know what it's called exactly, but it's got like posters in it and buttons, and it's got extra everything. And I mean, it's really cool and all, but it's not something that entices me to spend that kind of money, because it's pretty outrageous. I want to say it's $3,000, but I could be wrong about that. That might just be a price that someone posted that's not true, because you will get that on the internet a lot. So anyway, I mean, if you're not familiar with the Guns N' Roses' first album, Appetite for Destruction, you really ought to check it out, and now is really a good time to check it out. Read some of the tracks on here. The first disc is, like I said, the regular album. Second disc, you got a lot of the tracks that's from GNR Lies. I'm assuming they're the same versions. Doesn't say otherwise. Then you also have the 1986 Sound City Sessions, which there's numerous songs on here for that. Then you have the new single, which is Shadow of Your Love, which is I guess it's a finished song. They also have a music video for that. Then you have some live versions of some stuff, some acoustic versions, and I think 9 tracks on the second disc out of the 18 is unreleased. So anyway, there's that. And then, let's see here. I picked this up too the other day, Esquivel. This is the Space Age Bachelor Pad Artist, I guess, for lack of a better way to say it. The Space Age Sound of Esquivel. This is a double CD, 50 tracks altogether. This kind of stuff was really popular in the 90s. It had came back, come out of obscurity, really. But there's 25 tracks on each disc. Cannot say enough about Esquivel, because he's a cool and strange artist. It's like a lounge. You'll hear a lot of the, you listen to this with headphones, it sounds really good. You'll hear a lot of the bouncing back and forth between the speakers. Very great orchestra leader, I guess you could say. So now on to the albums. First thing I got here, this is still sealed. More Than Music, it's called Muzak. Wide Environment. And then it has different artists here on the back listed, and I mean, I got it because it looked interesting. It was still sealed, and it has Sid Dale on here. Being Green is the song. And Sid Dale, if you're not familiar, actually it has 2 Sid Dale tracks, another one, Alone at Last. Sid Dale had done the, I'm not sure what the song was originally, but I know it from the Something Weird video series. Before every movie that they've released, it has this little clip with that song, mixed in with some of their video titles. So I seen that, I was like, oh my god, I have to have that. But then there's some other ones on here I recognize. Frank Chatsfield, I have some of his records. Um, Peter Murray, I think I have some from that artist. But yeah, I bought that for that reason, and it's still sealed, so let's open it, shall we? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know what year this came out. I always look for years, and I never can find them when I do a video. I don't know why I even bother. So here we are. The first time this record's ever been opened, and I'm always terrible about holding these the right way. There you have it. And it smells good, too. Music, more than music. So there you have it. That's not my whole video, but that's a brand new old stock record, I guess you could say. Opened for the first time. And then this one looked really interesting. Gil Scott, Heron, and Brian Jackson, 1980. There's a lot of synthesizers around them there, on the front and the back. So I'm assuming it's a lot of electronic music. At least that's what I'm hoping for. And then there's the inner sleeve. And it's on Arista. And we'll see if we can get it back in there. Maybe, maybe not. Ta-da! But it just looked interesting. I'm not sure if it's all electronic, but I'm sure there's electronic music on it. And the one I just showed previous to that was electronic too. Or some of it was. Ronnie Law's Pressure Sensitive. I've seen this record, I want to say it was this weekend, and I almost bought it. And I'm thinking, why does that look familiar? Well, I already bought it. I'm getting really bad about that. Liberty. You know, when you get so many records, I've said it a million times, that's what happened. Tell me something good is on here. That's written by Stevie Wonder. I didn't know that. And these records need cleaned. This one, Carl Carlton. This is the one that has She's a Bad Mamma Jamma on it. And I'm sure everyone knows that song if you were around in the 70s. And I don't really know of any other hits that he had, but that was a good one. Walt Disney Studios' Chilling, Thrilling Sound of the Haunted House. This was a library record at one point. And I don't know if this is the same one that you always see, just with a different cover. It says new, so I'm assuming it's a different one. It's actually in really good shape. Really good shape. And this one here I thought was really cool. I'm not going to try to pronounce it because it's in Scandinavian, Swedish or something. But it's really a cool cover. I can't pronounce really any of this on the back. Trying to see if it has a country. It says Hamburg, so I'm assuming it's maybe German. But the artwork on there is really cool. There's the label. Get back in there. And then this one here, I'm assuming this is also, yes, this one's German too. And it's a great cover there. And this has 50 Schlager songs on it. I guess it's the genre is considered Schlager, which I'm slightly familiar with that based on me being a Heino fan. You know, I always look at the foreign records if there's an actual section for it, because I'm thinking, man, I'm going to find a Heino record. Not usually, but Kooky Tunes. One of the guys that entered my contest not too long ago showed this record, and I hadn't seen it. And then I ran across it. I mean, this one's got a little bit of, it looks like maybe water damage. Not really damage, but where it's got wet before. K-Tel record. Some of the songs that I'm not too familiar with on here was How Come Your Dog Don't Bite Nobody But Me? That's Webb Tillis. Mel Tillis and Webb Pierce. And then The Monkey That Became President, Tom T. Hall. Never heard that song. Most of the other ones I have heard. How Can You Catch an African Skeeter Alive? Little Jimmy Dickens, I haven't heard that one. Long Tall Texan, I'm not sure if I've heard that or not, but Junior Samples is on here. World's Biggest Whopper, 1976. Always good stuff from K-Tel. And then this record, I think this is a double album. Paul Tripp, Party Time, of the Birthday House of Fame. I don't know what that means. Parties and People. It's a cool looking record, featuring Ruth Enders. And then, let's see, there's the gatefold, I guess. Maybe it's just one record. It just feels like two. And then there's the inner sleeve. Just a regular. This is like a brand new record, though. It's just dusty. Metacore or Musicore records. It looked really interesting. It has the lyrics in here, so it's a kid's record, apparently. It says cutouts for use at your own party. Boy and girl party hat cutout of Mike. Signs, songs to play with, cutouts of animals, trains, and drums. Well, I didn't see any of that. I didn't see any of that, so either it's missing or he's a liar. Let me look again, see if it's in here. It is not. What a ripoff. I paid $1 for that. Life's rough. And then this one I already have, but it's getting harder and harder to find this kind of stuff with the cool covers, the ridiculous covers. Lenny D Down South. This is one of those albums. I mean, it's just organ music, and I have a ton of Lenny D records. But this one I was not going to let sit there basically because of the cover. So anyhow, there's my vinyl update with the usual random odds and ends thrown in for good measure. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and all that stuff. I'll be making another video here shortly, so stay tuned to the same Bat channel. Thanks for subscribing, watching, commenting, doing cartwheels, eating cereal, what have you. We'll see you in the next vinyl update. Ta-ta.